Welcome to True to Size, episode 181.
That's always what happens when we don't know what we're going to do. You can tell when someone doesn't really plan what they're going to say until when they're saying it. Usually a poor accent comes out. What was that supposed to be, like a luchador? Like, what was that supposed to be?
It's supposed to be a luchador from El Salvador.
Yeah, like a Mexican wrestling introduction, but for True to Size. All right, whatever. We're at that point now. What's going on, everyone, and welcome to True to Size. We are a weekly podcast centered around the wild world of sneakers. I will be your host today. My name is Lawrence Hopkins, and I am joined by the rest of the semi-quarantine at Canada Got Soul, Mr. Joel Hernandez.
Hola, 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 hola.
And sitting across the table from me, awkwardly close because I'm used to him being 58 kilometers away, Alvin Martinez.
Hola.
It's weird because, like, he's sitting across the table from me, but we're still on Zoom together. And, like, I can hear him in my headphones, but I can hear him in real life, like, just a little bit before. So it's like two Alvins. One Alvin is already way too many. So, like, 1.5 is really pushing it. Yeah, we're getting closer and closer to being back in person. We're going to figure out a way to logistically line this up because, like, it's becoming closer and closer to time that we get this thing rolling in person again. But yeah, what's up, guys? How we doing? Everyone really enjoyed our episode last week. We were talking about it earlier, but like, I think everyone really likes when we don't get along for some reason.
Don't worry, we're not gonna break up. We're a family. Even if we fight, we still kind of love each other. Sort of.
It's getting, I don't know, week by week.
Take a break.
Yeah. Day by day, week by week. I don't know. But yeah, it was good. I'm glad that everybody enjoyed last week's episode. We got a really good response. We're hopefully not going to argue as much this week because we're talking about something positive. But we'll bring it back up because we got a ton of messages from you guys last week about the episode. So we have to bring it up a little bit because there's some bragging rights to go around the table. There's some people who are going to have to defend themselves a little bit. So we'll get into that in a little bit, but we've got another great show for you guys this week. We are semi in person again, which has inspired our fire round question for the week. After that, we're going to cover one of our favorite news topics, which is auctions, with another crazy pair hitting the block this week. We're going to read some listener replies to our pack versus set versus collection debate. And we're going to close things out with an updated discussion about women's exclusives. We've talked about them. Seems like on like a yearly basis, we kind of do like a touch base on like what women's exclusives looks like, what we feel, all that kind of stuff. So I think it's due time that we do that again, how they've changed, what are our thoughts on the direction, and where we think they're going to take the women's exclusive direction next. But first, Joel.
Fire round.
Yes, the fire round. We like to start every show with a quick hitting question from you, our listeners. And this week's question comes from me because I'm doing a really good job lately. So I'm just going to continue it because that's what I do.
Are you taking the title?
I might take the title of fire round master to myself. We're still getting submissions. I just have really good ones all the time. I have the final say. So sorry. So because we're semi in person again, and I think all of us look much better in person, kind of inspired, my question for the week is, what's a pair of shoes that you think looked better in person? There's always, images, maybe don't do them justice. We always say that, those are so much better in person. And it comes up more and more and more and more and more. A lot of the stuff that we're doing now is so digital that you rarely get to see things in person, especially like sneaker conventions, like sneaker meetups. Like you used to get to see stuff here and there all the time, and now it's very rare. But there's a lot of pairs now that look a lot better in person than they do in photos. I'll go first to give you guys a second to think, because it is a tough one. I know there's a lot, but I feel like when you're put on the spot, you can't think of a single one. So mine, just within recent memory, is going to be the Sean Waterspoon ZX 8000 that came out earlier this year. When I saw photos, was not a fan at all in photos. You just couldn't get the details and the materials and like the very, very patchwork design of them going the same way. And then as soon as I saw them in hand, I was like, damn, they actually crushed these. So for me, yeah, the sizing was a miss. I think we all talked about that, how they fit very, very, very strange, almost a full size big. But yeah, Sean Waterspoon ZX 8000, Waterspoon, just to reiterate for those in the back. Waterspoon. Yeah, those are for me way better in person, and I'm glad that I own a pair because they look really good on foot and really good in hand. Alvin, what about you? Better in person?
I'm gonna have to go with the remastered or recrafted infrared Air Max 90s.
Ooh.
If you guys are true listeners, you would have heard me complain about the recraft. I shouldn't have. I apologize. I already said sorry from before, but as soon as you got them in hand, I mean, it's an Air Max 90 infrared, man, and it looks so sleek and beautiful, and I'm just happy to have a pair in hand. But yeah, that was definitely a pair where it's like I was talking so much shit for no reason.
You were.
And I'm sorry.
I remember that. I remember there was a couple people defending the Air Max 90 recraft.
Alexander Choi, shout out.
He made you look very, very silly.
That's okay. I'm a dad. I'm okay with it now.
But yeah, that's a good one. That's 100% a good one. Because I was on board with you. In early images and early photographs, I was like, not for me. And then once you see, you need the full 360 to get the full, like, oh, okay, I see it now. It's better than it first appeared. I'm with you on that one. That's a good answer. Joel, what about you? A pair that looked better in hand.
In hand. I'm gonna go with an Air Force One. In hand, I would probably say the Craft. The Craft Air Force Ones, because those are like the materials that they use on those is just bangers. Like if you're an Air Force One head or a fan or whatever, and you didn't scoop up any of the crafts, any color of the crafts, you slept. But yeah, like the materials is amazing, like unbelievable. But yeah, I'm gonna have to say that Craft, any Craft Air Force Ones.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Those are really good in hand, like really, like a little bit too good, like make me question myself every time because I don't have a pair, but then the price is pretty good. Like for the quality you get on that, like 160 Canadian, like it's really good. And the colors are so, damn it. Joel, stop bringing up nice shoes. All right.
I'm Googling it right now.
May or may not be buying a pair as we speak.
Sizzle
that. All right. If you would like to submit a question for the fire round and have us answer it on the pod, please shoot us a message on Instagram or email us at canadagotsole@gmail.com. Next up is the CGS picks. Each week we all pick an upcoming sneaker to analyze, dissect, and give our thoughts on. Then we decide if it's poop, scoop, whoop-de-whoop, or Alvin's trademark phrase.
Super cute.
Super cute. And I have probably like one of the cutest I've ever chosen. No, it's big cap. I lied. Not one of the cutest I've ever chosen. Big scoop though, when they do inevitably come out, and that is the Nike Dunk High SB in collaboration with Supreme. First of all, shocked that these are an SB. They don't appear to have any extra padding. They don't have round laces. They don't have a stuffed tongue. Not sure what makes them an SB, aside from it being in a collaboration with a skate shop, if you can still call Supreme a skate shop. But yeah, so it's the by any means necessary collaboration or iteration of the Nike Dunk High. Comes in a black, white, and a like navy and red iteration. I'm going to talk about the black and white one because the official images just came out and they look really good. Just a basic black and white upper. It's got like the sup with the swoosh on the tongue. You've got the no love over your pinky toe. You've got by any means necessary along the heel with the New York Nike logo as the NY in any. And these are an ode to an old collaboration. Correct me if I'm wrong, Joel, but on a Yankee cap that came out like over a decade ago, like quite some time ago, I believe. And it was the same thing, like the no love and the by any means necessary, on a Yankee fitted. So yeah, man, these are super, super flames, fire, dope, love them. Very Supreme with the like over branded upper. Surprisingly toned down on the colors that they chose, like the white and black, and also the like the navy and red are shockingly simple for what we're used to seeing with Supreme. And maybe there's another colorway out there that we haven't seen yet, and it's something funky like a Volt or a pink or something. I don't know, maybe Volt and pink, but
crazy.
Yeah, for now, these are a whoop-de-whoop. I just, at this point, it's an obligation. Anytime Supreme and Nike get together and put out a dunk, I kind of just have to buy them. There was only one instance where I skipped them. But yeah, I love them. They're so good. Very, very good. I have a feeling these white and black pairs are going to absolutely slap on foot. Yeah, the no love, basically in very close to the spot, or like the no with the heart, where your pinky toe is or where a mini swoosh would go, is just like, I don't know if I've ever seen branding in that spot on a Nike Dunk before, and I really like it. These are, they're so nice. Damn. Me and Joel will be the first ones in line at Supreme New York. At Supreme New York. Yeah, I'm super down for these. These are a whoop-de-whoop. Think if I had to choose, I would choose white and black, but in a perfect world, I will own both pairs. So stay tuned. If we're getting official images now, that probably means they're coming out soon. So it's gonna rock and roll very shortly, I'm sure. Joel, Joel, what do you got? J Balvin, if you will.
Oh, Jalvin. So what I picked is the Volt colored, quote unquote, speed lacing on the Air Max 95. I don't know why they would do a speed lacing on these, because it's already a quick lace on the 95s, because it's just a pull and tie. That's it. But with these ones here, you're getting the whole off-white bungee cord feel of the Air Max 95. It's predominantly like a canvas and mesh and suede trio combination. It's like dark materials. The only Volt that pops out is the whole bungee cord speed lacing lace, and the swoosh on the, I guess, by the heel, the typical Air Max 95 swoosh. And I think that's it. I think underneath the shoe, the whole spine thing is Volt as well. But they threw on a bone colored midsole, and I don't know. That's it. But these, I don't know, man. I don't know how to feel about these. It's like, it's cool in a way, like that one picture where it's facing down, where you're looking down at your shoe. It looks pretty dope. But then, I don't know, the whole concept of it is just not really clicking with me, because the whole, 95s, it's already, you just pull on it and everything like tightens up, and it's already like a quick lace. But I guess this is a double quick lace.
Speed
lacing. It still comes with like the laces underneath, the bungee cord kind of thing.
Double speed.
So like, if you gotta like run real quick, just grab a hold of both laces.
I never need to go anywhere that fast, personally.
Yeah.
Facts.
That I need the speed lacing.
Yeah. But I don't know about these. I don't know. Check it out. It releases sometime 2021. But yeah, these are what do you call, like a miss? Like a poop.
I believe that's what we call a poop, yes.
That's a poop for me. It's a poop for me.
A
little shat.
A little bueno.
No bueno for me.
Man. Okay, Alvin, save us here. We have a little poop here. Can we get rid of this little poop? What do you got?
Of course I can. I have the Air Jordan 1 High OG Bubblegum, aka Atmosphere, set to release December 22nd. However, it's probably going to be like a staggered release like most other ones. It's essentially a beautiful obsidian and laser pink Air Jordan 1 High. And yes, this is a women's exclusive.
Nice.
But it's beautiful. Though navy on a shoe is my weakness. Pink on a shoe, my weakness. It's kind of sucky that it's a women's exclusive, but it's also not kind of sucky. It's beautiful. If they're sitting, which they won't be, in a 12.5 or 13, I will purchase. But if they sell out, I hope they go to all the women that want them. But these are definitely super duper cute.
Super duper cute.
Also,
super duper.
Is it just me, or is the Wings logo look smaller?
Is it just
in terms of where it's usually positioned? Might just be me though. I haven't purchased a pair of Air Jordan 1 highs recently, but I feel like the Wings logo, maybe just my eyes, it looks a bit smaller. But that might just be me.
Yeah, I think your eyes might be going, man.
Yeah.
Maybe if you zoom in on the picture.
Yeah, then it'll be bigger.
Probably.
I think maybe it's just the stark contrast between like the navy blue Wings logo and the patent leather pink that's making it look more defined and maybe thus smaller.
But if you look at the seafoam ones, at least the photo of the seafoam ones, it just looks a little bit bigger.
But what's obsidian on this shoe though? It's black.
It's not black. It's not black.
No, it's navy. It's like a dark navy.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I think I need.
Yeah, I think you both need to check your eyes a little bit.
Shit, dude.
I think we need to make a fitted that's this color.
Seafoam?
No,
or
obsidian and laser pink.
I don't hate that.
Down, yo.
I don't hate that at all. Yankee with a pink brim, pink bottom under brim.
And a pink sole leaf.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm listening. Anyways, we can't do this right now. Both of you get your eyes checked and we'll move on. And then next week we will regroup. Next up, This Week in Kicks. This is the part of the show where we discuss the current headlines and happenings in the world of sneakers. And as I mentioned off the top, we have another crazy, wild auction that is hitting the block, I believe, as of today, which is September 16th. So, as you all know, we love sneaker auctions, and we've got another wild one to share with you guys. This time it comes in the form of a Nike mag, of course, but not just any Nike mag. It is a pair signed by Marty McFly himself, Michael J. Fox. So this is the 2011 version, not the auto lacing one that came out 5 years later, but is almost impossible to come by, just generally speaking, because there was only 1,500 pairs in the world. And now we're talking a pair signed by the man himself. So the rarity here is obviously super, super high. It's a dead stock pair. The box is in mint condition, blah, 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 blah. The pair is being auctioned off by very, very good friend of the show, Sotheby's. And it's expected to fetch upwards of $30,000. Wow. Wild, 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 wild. Crazy shoe. I just don't even know where to start. Like, I guess if it's weird because it's worn in a movie. So it's like, if you were to get somebody to sign it, would it be the guy who wears it in the movie? Would it be the designer? Like, if you guys had to pick now, this is a question for you guys. If you guys had to pick between signed by like Tinker, who had a pretty large role in the shoe, I believe, or signed by Michael J. Fox, who would you choose?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
For me, it's definitely the person who wore it. I mean, as dope as the design is, no one knows about Tinker designing it if it wasn't such a successful movie. I'll still stick with Michael J. Fox.
What about you, Joel?
Yeah, I agree. It's just like what Alvin said, where like it's the person who wore it made it famous, kind of thing. Like, you know, if you're gonna get a pair of Jordans, are you gonna have like, which one would you rather choose? Like Jordan's signature on it, or would you have Tinker's signature on it? You know what I mean? So, but yeah, Michael J. Fox all the way.
What if it's like he got game 13s? Are you choosing Ray Allen to sign it, or Michael Jordan to sign it?
Michael Jordan.
Probably always reverts to Michael Jordan in that situation. Okay, that's fair. Okay, that's fine. All right, that's fine. I think I agree with you guys. I just wanted to pose the question because it's like it's not a signature athlete, and it's not like you're getting Marty McFly, who's a fake character. I don't know. For some reason, for me, it's like bending my brain to think about it. But I guess it makes sense for it to be Michael J. Fox, especially because he like really owned that character.
Yeah.
It really
He made the shoe he didn't make the shoe, but he made the shoe what it is because of his amazing acting within.
Yeah,
for real.
Back to the Future.
He brought it up to. Yeah, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Like he made it like pop culture, like he made it famous. Like that's like when you think of the shoe, you're gonna think of the movie. You know what I mean? You're gonna think of his outfit.
Yeah, you're right. I guess it's kind of like getting Tom Hanks to sign a pair of like Forrest Gump Cortez, right? Like kind of a cool one, right? Something like that. That would be cool. Yeah. Not as closely associated, but I think it's along the same wavelength. Mm-hmm. Okay, we mess with it. Well, if anybody has $30,000 plus USD lying around and wants to buy me those shoes,
run it.
Hashtag copped, robo-copped. Next up, previously in Kicks, this is the part of the show where we review our latest pickups and recap the latest happenings in our sneaker lives. Joel, anything to report for you aside from a new couch?
I got a new bump on my head. But yeah, anyway, so we got rid of the van. I don't know. And if you guys know, we used to haul like everything like to sneaker shows and everything in that van, and it's gone, dude. Like we got rid of it and it went over to the van gods up in heaven.
The van graveyard.
The van heaven.
So yeah, but we got Honda CRV.
Damn.
So, Mary's scooting around in the CRV now. So skirt. Yeah, so yeah, it's the next project thing, you know what I'm saying?
You're gonna lower it? Slam it.
Slam it, bro, for sure.
Slam it, shit.
It'll be easier to get into. You won't have to step up and step down.
Yeah, man, just roll into it.
Yeah, step down into the CRV. Boom.
Yeah.
Love it. Which one does Jomar prefer? Is he the Ilix or does he like the CRV?
I think it's the Ilix. He likes the Ilix.
Yeah, he still thinks it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool, yeah. But he's starting to like the CRV too. So
just wait till you put rims on it, yo.
Shit.
When those Supreme spinners come in, then he'll change his tune. Let's see.
When it's my season to have them.
Yeah, when it's your turn to have them. Yeah. When Alvin's done with them on the Jeep.
When Alvin's done with them.
But Alvin would need 5 though, because he has the back tire too on the shit. Never mind.
Spin it.
Alvin can't have it. Alvin, anything for you in the last week?
Yeah, man. The Puma team hooked us up with the Wild Rider roll-in sneaker. The aesthetic itself is pretty retro. When they sent the package in, they sent like a little pamphlet sort of thing, and it had a picture of Neymar, who has recently signed, and he looks super swagged out. I definitely want his outfit as well, just to wear with the sneakers. But sneakers are dope, super clean. Materials are top quality, and it's definitely going to be like a really dope summer shoe. Unfortunately, I didn't get it early enough this summer, but I'm definitely going to get a few wears in before winter starts. But yeah, super dope shoe. Shout out to the Puma fam. Also, did I mention it last week? The Converse?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it then. Just Puma.
Just Puma. Not just Puma.
Not just Puma.
But only Puma.
Nothing else.
Yeah. That's a good one. Damn, I don't have... Yeah. Well, I guess I don't like doing stuff before it comes in, though. Whatever, it's fine. 2 things that I picked up in the last couple of days that I'm not sure if I'm keeping the second one, but the Drake Certified Lover Boy stuff restocked the other day. It was either yesterday or 2 days ago. The original stuff, yeah, like the stuff with like the kiss on the hat and like the stupid... The stupid heart on the socks. I bought the stupid heart socks. I bought those ones. Nice. They're pretty dumb, but they're pretty cool also. So figured I would get lots of wear out of them. They don't actually say CLB on them, which is kind of more attractive to me. It's literally just a heart and a swoosh, which is kind of cute. So when I get the Supreme Dunk High with the no love and I wear my friggin' CLB Heart Nike socks. Watch out. You be careful, everybody.
Flames, fuego.
Coming for your girls. Not really though. And I didn't say that. I take it back.
Certified Lawrence boy.
Certified Lawrence.
CLB baby. But by the way, Donda is still better. And also, I picked up this morning I think it was called the Championship Red, Nike Dunk Low Championship. It's just basically like a red and white Nike Dunk Low. It's really clean color blocking. Big fan. I needed more like plain white and red, which sounds weird because I have a lot of Jordans, but I don't have a lot of just like white and red. So I find myself like going for my LA to Chicago Jordan 1 a lot, and I just wanted like an alternative to that. So yeah, assuming they're nice in hand, I will be keeping those and wearing those quite often, I'm sure. With
the socks.
With my certified lover boy socks. Yeah, certified Lawrence boy. Side note, I didn't actually realize that shirt that he has where it's like the script with like the flowers on it and stuff, I didn't realize that actually said CLB. I thought it was, and this is going to sound weird, a bunch of sixes just like turned in different directions. Yeah. And I think that was meant to be the look. I'm sure it's meant to look like both. I just hadn't, literally until like 3 days ago, like the day before the restock, I had no idea it said CLB until I think Drake posted it on his story.
I didn't know until today.
There you go. I think Drake posted it on his story, like the original art, and then I could see it more clearly. I was like, "Oh shit, it says CLB." So yeah, all that to say, I didn't buy any of that stuff because I didn't know that it said that, and I probably still wouldn't have bought it. But yeah, that's a side note. I had no idea it said CLB. I thought it was just like 6 sixes or something like that. I don't know what I thought it was.
I wouldn't wear that either.
Yeah, that's why I didn't buy it. Anyways, next up, thumbs up, thumbs down. In this part of the show, we give our opinion on various sneaker related topics with zero context or discussion. All we're allowed to say is thumbs up or thumbs down. And this one could be taken in several different ways. So I want to leave it ambiguous to make you guys have to choose, maybe make it a tougher decision. And this one is shoes in the house. Take that in any way you want, and maybe even just me saying that is trying to trick you into making the decision harder than it has to be. But shoes in the house. Joel.
Down.
Alvin.
Super down.
Yeah, I'm down too. Dang it. I for some reason thought that I could like talk you guys into it, like saying up because I was confusing you, but it didn't work. Whatever. Next up, I can't confuse you, but you can't see me, so it's fine. Next up, NSR. We talk about sneakers a lot. So in this weekly segment, we're going to take 30 seconds out of the show to discuss something completely irrelevant from the world of sneakers. And this question comes courtesy of Google, because I couldn't think of anything. And I found one and I reworked it and made it even better. And my question for you guys this week is, if colors had a scent, which color would smell the best?
Whoa.
That's a pretty good question.
That's a good question.
So obviously, just to make it clear, colors don't have scents. Colors are colors. Just want to make it clear that we do know that colors do not have scents. With that being said, if I close my eyes, my mouth is watering because it smells so good in my mind. I'm gonna go with like lavender.
Purple.
Like purple, like a light, soft purple. It smells like a little bit fruit. And what does it smell like as well? Not only which one smells the best, but what Alvin's like stressed out.
My mind just
okay. Lavender. It's like soft. It's got like a little bit of fruitiness. It's got a little bit of florally in there. Very springy, but like a soft scent that you could like always have in your house. That's lavender. That's what lavender smells like. The color, not the flower.
Not the flower.
Joel, what color would smell the best if colors could be smelled? And what would it smell like?
Let me see. I'd probably say brown. it smells like...
Oh God.
Crispy pata, yo. Like, it smells like lechon. Come on. Like when you see brown, like, hey, who's cooking the pork, yo? Yo, if I walk into a house and it smells like pork, damn, like, I'll be like, yo, where's the brown at?
Oh, smells like brown in here.
Smells like brown. Yeah, man. Pork. Wink, wink.
Pork. Brown and pork is Joel's like ideal smell. Got it. I'll let your wife know when she's shopping for cologne.
Oh shit.
Or candles.
Or candles. You want your house to smell like pork.
Pork.
At all times. I literally said fruity, soft, like springy, and Joel's like, pork. All right, I'm scared to ask Alvin because he's been laughing for the last half an hour. But Alvin, what's your answer?
So my good answer is...
There's a good answer and a bad answer.
Good answer.
My good answer is like a peach pink crayon color. Will probably be more like a tropical breeze
Okay.
type. So you got some of the tropical fruits, mango, pineapple, guava, papaya. And then you also have the smell of the clear salt water, beach, sand.
Nice.
I don't know what that smells like, but it feels good on your feet.
That's a lot of scents in one color.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to figure out a scent that encompasses all of that. But yeah, that's like a peachy pink color from the Crayola set.
The fake answer.
You don't want
Black.
It was also pink.
It was pink.
It was also pink.
Moving on. Next up. Errors, edits, and e-messages. We are pretty smart guys, but from time to time, we make mistakes. So if you catch us slipping, hit us in the DM and we'll let the world know that we goofed. First up, that last segment is a goof. Man, it was such a good question, too, and you guys ruined it. First up, this is all in relation to our conversation last week. People really did enjoy it. This one comes from Sneaker Life Husband, Aaron. And he says, first of all, pack equals 2 shoes sold as one. Example, Atmos Jordan pack. Set equals shoes released separately, but have the same theme. Collection equals several shoes released together or separately by the same designer with a common theme. That's elaborate. So the next one from Joe Raen. We never know how to pronounce the last name. Jay Wolfer 73 on Instagram. He says, if they come out at the same time, it's a pack. If they come out separately, then it's a set or collection. So he doesn't necessarily mention packaging having to be together. So yeah, we'll see. But next up we have, where did it go? Gerald Castro, Gerald.c on Instagram. He says, actually, he has a little message first. He says, just finished listening to episode 180. Friggin' hilarious. Please tell me you guys recorded video because I would have loved to see you guys' reactions and expressions during the whole thing. No, there was a lot of scowls and angry faces. You don't want to see that. That's why we don't record video. We look better in person. We mentioned that already. But he says, my take on it, a pack equals shoes sold together. He doesn't necessarily... Okay, so the next one says set, shoes sold separately, but share a theme between them. Collection equals shoes and clothes sold together. I will say, even after reading those and more replies, it's still even less clear than it was last week what any of the 3 things mean. I haven't got a clue. I have no idea what any of it is. But does it matter? No. Who cares? We will, till the day we die, we will be arguing about this, I'm sure. So you haven't heard the last of this. And finally, our main discussion this week. So we've, on several occasions now, discussed like women's exclusive sneakers, meaning sneakers that were manufactured and marketed and released with the intention of being a women's sneaker. We're not talking about like full-size run sneakers being women's exclusives, like when they do the whole like size 4 up to size 14. Not a women's exclusive, obviously, but when they specifically say on the box, first of all, it'll have a W after it, which means women's, and it's usually released in a size run of something like a 6 women's or 5.5 women's up to like a 11 or 12 women's. On the topic of those, so we've seen like a bunch of really, really good ones recently and upcoming as well. Just a couple I had off the top of my head was the Aleli May Air Jordan 14 that came out last month, I want to say, which were like absolutely flames. I think this one's a little bit older, but the laser orange Jordan 3, which was just like a regular white cement Jordan 3, but instead of black on the heel, it was yellow or laser orange, which is fucking yellow. Yeah, I don't know why they called it that. They could have just called it dark yellow. But those, the lipstick Jordan 14, which actually came out today, which is mostly black Jordan 14 with just a little hint of red along like the collar, meant to emulate like a tube or a jar. What do you call it? A tube of lipstick? I don't know what you call it. The lipstick container. And then also upcoming later this year, which was revealed in the Jordan Fall Winter 2021 collection, is the shocking pink Air Jordan 14, which is like a very near like dark fuchsia Jordan 14 low with like fuzzy suede on the upper. It's like absolutely fire. They're so nice. So the last time we talked about this, it was probably with the Make Way ladies. And they mostly said their opinion based on this topic was mostly just like they wanted inclusivity, which I think we're kind of getting to an extent, not necessarily in the way that they described. I think in a perfect world for them, they said they want everything to come in every size would be more than ideal. What they're kind of doing now is more like they'll release every shoe, but they'll release it in like a men's and a women's, which is close, which is pretty close. Separating them still is kind of weird. And then also what they've done is just like way more women's exclusives. So even just those 4 or 5 that I listed, like if you take it back even a couple of years, we're getting like 2 a year, maybe 3 a year kind of thing, like 1 a quarter kind of deal. And now it's like 1 a month, or it seems like almost every other big Jordan release is a women's. It like goes back and forth, which is awesome to see. So like, have you guys like kind of changed how you look at women's exclusive now? Because I think that I have. To me, they used to be more like obviously women's sneakers in a way. Like they would very much go by, like they would have a different shape, a different mold, a different box. Like a lot for a while, they had like this weird white box that all the women's Jordan 1s would come in. Like they would make them very obviously like separate and like very like delineated from the traditional or regular or just men's inline Jordan stuff. And now it feels very like integrated into the brand's identity. Like we have a ton of dope fucking women's shoes too, and most of them you can't even tell, which to me is even doper. Like if a shoe is coming out and you can't tell if it's a women's exclusive or women's size run or not, that's a positive to me in my mind. And I would like to have this conversation with one of our lovely lady friends who has had an opinion on this in the past. So we'll try and get them on soon. But just from my perspective, I feel like that's really good. Like you shouldn't necessarily be able to tell unless it's meant to tell that it's a women's shoe. Like if they're specifically trying to make it look like lipstick, that's different than just like an Aleli May Jordan 14, which could easily have just been like, you wouldn't even know if no one told you. It's just a gray or like a taupe upper and a jade midsole. Like they're fire. They're so clean. And if it was just a regular release, no one would have said, these look like a women's shoe, which we still get from time to time, which is wild. But yeah, so I think that it's dope that they're very much like integrated and like not as separate as they used to be, or I used to feel at least. Like those laser orange Jordan 3s are like so good. Like I still look for them to this day. I'm so mad that I slept on them because they sat on shelves. But like you would have no idea. Same mold, same materials, same everything. Came in a cool like yellow box. Like if anybody has those in a size 10.5 or 10 women's, I need that shoe because they're so good. But like, yeah. So for me, I think that that's a positive that I've seen. Like that's kind of where my stance has changed on where they've taken it from now. But what about you guys, Joel? How do you kind of feel about where they're at or where they've come from in terms of like women's exclusives at this point?
It's a definite positive, man. Like, you know, it's like for years they've been struggling just trying to get like a men's shoe like in a smaller size kind of thing, just to be like, you know, just to be in the game. And now, like, they're getting their own shit now, and it's like in their sizes and their, like, you know, preferences, like, you know what I mean? And that's like a bonus. And like you said, like every month there's like something banging out of the box just for them, and it's dope, man. Because like, you know, it's an upright. It's like refreshing too. Like there's like a change.
It feels really refreshing. I agree.
Yeah, like in the culture, like it's like a fresh air kind of thing.
Yep.
Like so cold, like so, but yeah, and it's, I don't know, it's just it's a definite positive, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like it can't be understated how like bad it was even like 3-4 years ago. It was literally only grade school or men's. Men's used to very rarely even start at size 7. It used to be size 8. Speaking from people who were in retail for a long time, 8 to 13. Grade school was like 4 to 7. Grade school is sometimes still, but used to always be a completely different mold from the men's pairs. So the shape was weird. The Jordan 4 had a weird bubble, like just like the weird isms that were part, which makes sense for a shrunken down and like lower price point on a Jordan, but like the ladies deserve way better than that, obviously. Like, it goes without saying. Like it's so, like you said, refreshing to have like women's colorways that are like gonna be classics. Like they're gonna be around, like they're gonna be talked about. They're not like, here's a pink shoe because it's a pink shoe and it came in like 3 boutiques in North America. Enjoy, see you later. Like now they're like classic cut. Like the Aleli May Jordan 14 is gonna be one of those shoes forever in my mind because of the storytelling, the packaging, the execution. We've never seen jade on a sneaker like that before. Like all that kind of stuff is just like top notch, and it's refreshing that like I said, it's now feeling more integrated than it used to be. It's more a part of the main line of Jordan brand rather than like an afterthought, which was really shitty. Alvin, what about you? Because same with you, like you worked in sneaker retail for a long time as well, and I know you know exactly what I'm talking about, man. Like the ladies used to get shafted like crazy.
Yeah, like instead of having a Nike on the back, you get the Jumpman.
Yeah, for no reason.
Like that. No, man. I mean, you can see it in the sneaker of the year in the MMA 3s.
Yes, great point.
Exclusive.
Great point.
Even though they did go up to like a size whatever, it doesn't matter. It was still labeled as a women's exclusive.
Yeah,
and that shoe is a banger, bro. Literally anyone can rock that. Doesn't matter. Even if it wasn't an MMA 3, like you would have copped it. And just like anything, like you said, like the colorways are dope. Sizing, I mean, like it's more often, like we said, which was amazing. Like I swear the Seafoams just released, and then another pair of ones are coming out. Like and even the Seafoams, bro. Like those, when I first saw the picture, I was like, I'm down, and then I was like, oh, women's exclusive, I'm still down. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's definitely come a long way. I'm happy where Jordan Brand has taken it. And I feel like they're just going to keep, doing women justice in terms of, what they deserve within the sneakers and how they should be represented.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know how I completely missed that at the beginning. But yeah, the AMM3, like many people's shoe of the year so far, and it's already almost October, halfway through September, and it's still, for me, it's at the top of the list. So like, I can't think of a year where a women's exclusive was the shoe of the year, but that would be like iconic. And like you said, it was kind of like I don't even know what you want to call it, because it went up to like a size 15 women's, from like a size 3.5, I think, maybe 4 women's, which is, I think, I got Jill like a size 4 women's, and I think he went up to a 15.5 women's. So I mean, it's more of like a moral victory, I guess we could call it, because like it was still available in every size, but having the women's stamp on it, especially with obviously with the theme of the shoe and what the shoe stands for, and like the raised by women and all that kind of thing, it had to be a women's shoe. But like that just it's having the women's label on the shoe of the year is like not a small thing. And I think that's great fucking point. I don't know how, that's how good they were though. They just felt like they were a quote unquote, in the best way possible, a regular Jordan release. Like it used to feel like a women's shoe was like special and crazy and that's like a weird, like, here, take this and be quiet almost. And now it's like they're fucking like pumping them out. So it's like, it's not semantics anymore in like the best way possible. And like they were getting away with it for a while, and now it's like very ingrained in what's going on, which is absolutely beautiful to see. So also like they're becoming more like, how do I want to say this? Because they're more frequent, has your opinion on them kind of changed in the sense like, I still will like, this is never going to actually happen, but if I'm in line for a pair of women's exclusive sneakers or shoes intended for women, and it's me up next and a lady behind me, and I am going to take the last one and it's her size, I would forfeit it to her. If that makes any sense. I would rather a woman get it before me. But my stance has changed because like they're so good, and I feel like they're intended at this point in my mind, especially like an AMM3 is a good example, intended for the masses, but intentionally labeled as women's at the same time. Like when they're going up to a size 15.5, you know what Jordan Brand is doing. And I wear a size like 10.5 women's. So like it's very often that it's like accessible in my size. But has your stance kind of changed on like men going after these women's exclusives? Because I know that one like reverse shattered backboard, whatever it was, like satin shattered backboards or whatever it was, and then like what was it, black toe satin or whatever, when those came out, it was kind of like a hot button topic, like leave it for the ladies kind of deal. But that's because it was so unique and special at that time for that to even happen. Has your stance at all changed, Alvin? Like, do you feel the same way? Like, or is it kind of like softened? Like, where do you kind of feel it's at now with you?
If it's a pair like the MM Year where so many pairs were available and whoever wanted them, whoever one of them got them, I'd be down. I'd be like, yeah, for sure, I'm copying. But if it's just limited sizing, which is stupid, it should never have. Nothing should have limited sizing. But if it was just limited sizing, I'm still a hard stance that just let the ladies have it. Because even then, even with all the amazingness coming out for them now, I still don't see it equal.
Not even close.
Whatever we get. Not even close. Yeah. So either way, I still say leave it for the ladies, unless it's like the Emma Meunier, where it's like, from what I saw, it was available. Like so many people got it. So if there's no size limitations, I'm copying. But if there are size limitations, I'm leaving it for the ladies.
Yeah, that's super fair. Yeah, it can't go without being said too. Like, accessibility is a big thing that I think they still need to work on. AMM is a good example because it was relatively well stocked, and the releases, at least from AMM proper, like from the store and the website, were really well ran. So a lot of it went into the hands of people who wanted to actually wear them. But a lot of the time, they're still doing really limited drops with a lot of these, like sea foams and stuff, because it's a women's size run is just smaller than a men's size run. It comes in like a 6 to 10, which is like over 4 sizes, instead of like a 7 to 14 where it's a men's size run, right? So like, just naturally they're going to be more limited. And I think that the spread is a little bit smaller in terms of like popular women's sizing, quote unquote. So yeah, it's like the production needs to still be upped a lot. Like, you should be able to walk into your local Foot Locker and get a good women's exclusive Jordan or like Nike sportswear. Like, you can get like the regular run of the mill stuff, but you can get that men's and women's. You should be able to find women's exclusive stuff like the Seafoams, not necessarily a Jordan 1, but you know what I mean? Like, accessible readily for those who want them. Joel, has your stance kind of softened on the whole women's exclusive buying from guys, or is it very similar to what it used to be still?
I mean, like, if it's just like what Alvin said, like if it's an exclusive run, like a small run, and you've got like the sizes, like the biggest size is gonna be like an 11 or whatever, then I'm just gonna leave it for the ladies, like, let them have it pretty much, right? So if it's like you guys say, like, same thing, if it's like a big run and whatnot, and the sizes are just like up to 15, I've never seen that before. But if it goes up to 15, then it's no holds barred. I'm gonna try to get one. Yep. If not, then you know what I mean. Then whatever. But still, like, if it's like you said, it all depends on the size runs and like you said, like exclusivity. So exclusivity.
Jeez.
Something like that. Yeah, something like that. So yeah.
Couldn't even see the word right in front of you.
For real.
I feel like I have a little bit more of like the buyer's guilt, or like even like the wanter's guilt, because like you guys have bigger feet than me. You guys are like 10, 10 and a half, 11. So like it's a little bit more rare that you would be taking a pair. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but like it's a little bit more rare that you would be taking a pair that was intended for a woman's foot. Because that would be like a 12 and a half or like a 12 women's, which is a lot less common than me, which is like a 10 women's or 10 and a half women's, which is a lot more common. So I definitely feel a little bit more responsibility to like pick and choose my spots for sure. Because like you said, there's so many bangers, but I still try my absolute damnedest to like, don't even tempt myself. Don't even try. Don't even look at it. don't even look at it. Just don't even bother. Get the same, get the same joy from seeing it on a woman's foot than my own. What about like next steps from here? I think Alvin touched on a really good thing that's not even close to equal yet. Hopefully that's a yet. But where do you think they need to go from here? Because I mean, where they've come so far, I'm happy with it from a obviously standpoint that is a very non-directly impacted, but seems like they're actually like trying. So where do you think, we'll start with Alvin because he made the really good point. Where do you think they kind of go from here in terms of like accessibility, widely available, more releases, more open size runs? Like, what do you think is kind of next for the line or the direction of the sub brand, if you will?
They need to give a female designer the freedom that Virgil's had.
Yeah.
I feel like,
tell them, say it again.
Not that, males are incapable of designing good things, but man, some of these female, like Lady May, everything she's put out has been fire.
Yeah.
Imagine if Nike let her put out a 50. You think she put up 50 the same dunks? Probably not.
Nope.
And that's all I'm going to say. Give more female designers freedom, like you did Virgil or
Travis.
Else you're giving. Yeah.
Ooh, buzzword for Alvin.
No, I like the Travis Slows fragment ones, and that's about it. But yeah, just give more females the freedom, give them more accessibility to that. Collabo whenever you let a Lady May do a 50 or a 10, like just let her keep going. She's been killing everything. But so just I want to see that. More female designers having crazy collabos and them being allowed to do whatever the fuck they want and whatever silhouette they want because they deserve it.
That's a hella solid point. Like, I've had this discussion actually in the past, and like it's very not even much up for debate, but I feel like pound for pound, like with accessibility in mind, what a Lady May has been able to do far outclasses Travis Scott, like without question.
Oh yeah.
Virgil, maybe it's a little bit closer, but again, he's been given so much more access that it's even hard to say that. Like, it's hard to like really like boil it down. So because again, it has to be pound for pound. Like Aleli May has been given a Jordan fucking 14.
Let her
a Jordan 2.
Let her do a Jordan 1. Let her do a dunk. And I'm gonna show you guys I'm right.
Like, look at the Jordan 4 that was leaked. Do you guys remember that one? The Army camo one, where it's like a ripstop camo Jordan 4. Absolutely insane. I think it had like a suede midsole. Like, nuts. Just crazy, crazy, crazy. Like, Travis Scott, I think, undoubtedly gets like absolutely dwarfed by Aleli May in terms of, again, pound for pound. Because he gets layups, bro. You're like, oh, dunks are cool. Here's an SB. Oh, Jordan 1s are popping. Here's 4 of them. Like, it's literal layups for him, and she's having a friggin' grind on like a fucking Jordan 14. Jordan 14 low.
She killed that.
Killed it. Didn't she also have like a Jordan 2? Like, she's not even getting like anywhere close to the same access, and she's absolutely just killing it.
Same, bro. Mm-hmm. If you give her that, she just wait on it.
That's fire point. To add to that, I do like the idea of like women's exclusives remaining, but just, I think we've sound like a broken record, obviously, but extending size runs, at least on really crazy shit or like good stuff, down to a size 4. You can do it in the men's sizing still. I do like, though, on a lot of shoe boxes now, it shows both sizes. Mm-hmm. Even on like quote unquote men's sneakers, it'll show you 10 men, like 11 and a half lady on like regular Jordan 1 boxes and stuff. It's starting to say that. So I do like that they're working that in and making it just more inclusive in that sense. That's a really good step. It's just now extending at least the stuff that's not as accessible down to smaller sizes and bigger sizes. Because honestly, the big footers get absolutely fucked right now. Like if you're bigger than a size like 11, it's almost impossible to buy a shoe. But yeah, that is separate story. But yeah, for the ladies, like extend it down to a size 4 more often. Like, that goes for every brand, to be honest. And honestly, a lot of other brands are a lot better at it than Nike Jordan. But like, man, it shouldn't be an absolute chore to get a size 4 in a really good shoe. Because a 4 is a 5.5. Like, imagine it was that hard to get a size 8 men's. There'd have been a fucking protest somewhere if it was that hard to get a shoe in size 8 men's. And a 5.5 or like a 4 and stuff is like, no, doesn't even exist. Yeah, Kylie Jenner has it. That's it. Like, no, that doesn't even make sense. So for me, I'd love to see them go towards that, but I do again want to give props to them for starting to at least include both sizes on most shoe boxes that I'm seeing come out now. Feels a lot more inclusive, and it's a good start. Joel, anything that you can think of where like they should just kind of move forward from here in terms of women's exclusives or sizing or whatever, what have you?
I'd like to see like the marketing take a step up too.
Yeah.
Like with like, exposing like, WNBA players or even like, female rappers that have like that want to get into like the whole sneaker gig too, just like a Travis Scott or whatever. Right? So if they can like do that and that'd be like phenomenal, like, you know what I mean? Just like have them like push that envelope like even further. So that would be pretty dope, man.
There's some WNBA players with insane collections.
Crazy, right?
Like, yeah. Crazy. Kia Nurse with her friggin', what is it, Jordan 35 are they on now? PE? Like, bruh. Wow. Why isn't that in every Foot Locker? Like, why can't we just get that? Especially in Canada. Why can't we just go get it? Like, it should just be, like, that should be, like, literally everywhere, you would think. And it's like, gotta jump through hoops to find that thing. Like, I don't think it's very easy. And I haven't looked, I won't lie, but I don't think they're very easy to find. And if it is, then I sound like an idiot. But, yeah, like, just, like, more exposure, more marketing, hell yeah. Super on board with that. Again, I hope to have this conversation shortly. Hopefully soon we can have this and we'll run it back with, one of our lady homies, who will have a little bit more insight on how they see it, because obviously our point of view is very skewed and it doesn't actually matter in the slightest because it's not for us. So we may think they're doing an okay job and the ladies think that it's still shitty. So I would love to run that back. We'll find a homie to come on with us and jump on with us and give some of her opinions. But yeah, there's still some work to be done. I think we can all agree on that, but they've come leaps and bounds such a far way in the last 5 years. They just have some work to do as well still. But yeah, this was a good chat. I enjoyed this. Hopefully we have the Jordan execs listening because we have really good ideas. And if you're hiring We're always looking. Wherever you guys are taking in this episode, please leave a comment, review, follow, and or subscribe. That was Max, if you heard him. Make sure to check out CanadaGotSold.ca to shop the latest CGS merch, peep the YouTube for our latest videos, and check out CGS Talk on Facebook to chop it up with us. Do not forget to use hashtag CanadaGotSold on Instagram for a feature. I have been Lawrence Hopkins, and you can find me at LDoggyStyles on Instagram. Woof.
I'm Joel Hernandez. You can find me at Joe Dooney, JO_D3OsNEY.
My name is Alvin Quincy. You can find me at MISTERQ and then Mark.
Thank you for listening to us talk about sneakers for 181 episodes. And please remember to rock your kicks. This has been True to Size. We have been CGS, and we are out. Peace. Max, you trying to say something, bro? We almost made it. He was sleeping the whole time, and then he woke up right at the end. Damn, we almost had it.